and incentives assigned to dealers. See dealer for details. Offers end 9/8/20.
Your Ohio State Buckeyes live here on ESPN 850 WKNR Cleveland. Welcome to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Live from Browns training camp in Berea, Ohio, here are your hosts, Beau Bishop and Nathan Zegura.
All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of the program. Merely Beau, the great Z. Look, usually you like to start with a little pure joy, but it's MASH unit, buddy, and it's got to be addressed, and we'll get to it right out of the gate.
You got a rapscallion in my airspace, like,
really
like not even pretending.
Even when I have serious stuff to discuss, the gimmick. just
trying to stay healthy.
Just trying to stay healthy, man. He was tested probably today.
Yeah, but the results come very quickly, but not quite an hour.
Yeah. So I'm good. I'm all clear. I'm good. Cruising around, so you got nothing to see there. Nothing to, as would be expected.
Duh.
As would be
winning.
As would be expected. Unfortunately, let's get into the OBM hot topics. Ohio Business Team preferred copier provider of the Cleveland Browns. Have all the X's and O's for your office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. We have a MASH unit is what we have here. We have incredible players who are out, some with precaution, some with injuries that you certainly could never have foreseen happening. And now you add Kevin Johnson to this mix, who is having a spectacular camp. And now in the hospital with a lacerated kidney, or liver, rather.
And you certainly hope the best for him. And Browns fans probably remember in Tennessee a few years ago was a lacerated kidney for Jordan Poyer, but that effectively ended his tenure with the Browns. And hopefully there are a variety of severities here. Again, I am not a doctor. I know that it's obviously serious. He is in the hospital, and a player landed on him. And it's very unfortunate because he was playing so well. And also you just care about him as a human being. He's a guy that we've gotten to know through Zooms, and certainly liked his love of golf and tacos and Scottsdale are things we all like. So we really bonded with him. And he was playing great. He got the nickname Cover Johnson because he was everywhere. And so, again, 3 days, 3 starters, unable to practice the following day, and now it looks like both Mack Wilson and Kevin Johnson, there's some period of time that they're going to miss. Good news, though, on Nick Chubb. He's in all the team meetings, not showing any effects, and as we told you through those steps, it's just he can go from there to, putting in some physical activity to being cleared for football, and it's possible that and that Nick Chubb could be back by Saturday's practice, but you hope that you can get to a point where we can get through it. And Kevin Johnson, it wasn't like anything where it happened and he had to be taken into the locker room or no. It just was one of those freak things, and they realized the severity of it after the fact. And so he will be missed today. From an immediate football standpoint, what does it mean? Well, MJ Stewart yesterday, because Denzel was kind of getting a little half day in a sense, wasn't really in a lot of the team drills, and Kevin Johnson was working outside. MJ Stewart was working with the starters as that nickel, and he's the true nickel here still. And so I would imagine he'll get the reps today. But you have to wonder at some point, because Money Mitch is having a scintillating camp. Money Mitch is playing fantastic football. No shocker at all.
No shock.
You wonder, are we going to try to, in some of these nickel situations, either work Money Mitch inside or work Denzel Ward inside so that you can get Denzel Greedy and Money Mitch on the field together, who seem to be, at least, those guys have all played together. They're three, right now, I would say your 3 top corners left on your roster. And we talk about depth, and we're so excited about the top 4 of Denzel Greedy, Kevin Johnson, and Money Mitch. And here we are, already down 1. We've seen that in the linebacker with Mack Wilson, and it is very unfortunate and definitely puts a damper on things because from a defensive standpoint, you're operating right now without, and again, Miles will be back soon. This is not anything that jeopardizes the beginning of the season, but potentially out of your back 7, 2 of that 7 not available to go, in the early going of the season, most likely. We don't have any confirmation on either of those things, but, lacerated livers don't sound – I'm no doctor, but they don't sound necessarily like just a light injury.
It's interesting. I don't follow you on social. But you are on social, correct?
That's right.
So then why aren't you a doctor? Everybody on social is a doctor. You keep saying
only in the year 2020.
You keep saying I'm not a doctor. I keep going, well, it's interesting because I see doctors all the time on social. And I don't know that they went to medical school, but it's not stopping them from prognosticating.
No, certainly not.
Okay.
Certainly not. Like,
Continue.
it was a tremendous interjection there.
Well, I just thought you just kept saying I'm not a doctor.
He's a doctor,
he's
obviously. A rapscallion doctor.
Clearly, there's no question. A doctor of mayhem. That's what he is.
Dr. Chaos over there.
That's exactly what he is. No, this is, you're right. And you looked around. I was thinking about this yesterday watching, and I understand some of this is maintenance. But you were thinking around yesterday, no Miles, no Larry, no JC, no Jarvis, no Mac, no Nick Chubb, now no Kevin Johnson. Did I miss any?
No, but that's out of 22 guys. When you think of your starting 11 on offense, that's 33%.
Yeah, good job. Private school. But I was going, geez. Like, I understand that not all of these are, if we played, half of those guys would be playing.
Sure.
But half of them wouldn't be. And so that's alarming. Now, this is not unique to us. This is happening around the league. You knew that this would happen around the league, that there would be this. This is good. Depth of rosters is just going to be critical, absolutely critical. As someone on social who, I guess that makes me a doctor, I would say that your proximity to the rapscallion Gibby, you need to get it a little bit of distance.
I need it. He was causing me to be red again, and I don't
like
that. I like to be blue.
You don't want to be on any sort of knock list.
No.
Can't have that.
Yeah. Windows open.
So this is, they'll be ready. So this is where you're at. This is a tough spot, man. It's a really tough spot because you have 10 practices counting today, folks. 10 counting today.
And that's it. And, it is tough. And, listen, these injuries, as you mentioned, they're happening. They are a part of the game. They're a part of every training camp. It's just it seems to be hitting us particularly hard in the early going, and these last two definitely seem much more significant. Nick Chubb, we know he will be back. You don't downplay concussions. I'm not in any way, shape, or form doing that. But from a length of absence standpoint, he will be back in time with Mac Wilson. Best case scenario, we've been reading from various reports, is 6 to 8 weeks. Worst case would be season ending. For Kevin Johnson, again, not a doctor, despite my social media presence, and it seems from reading to play football. We're talking about playing football. We're not talking about being able to function as a normal human, or human, as I like to say.
As you would like to say, yeah.
It's
never an age.
It seems that it's a minimum of 6 weeks and potentially longer.
Yeah.
So. Not ideal there at all, and it's a bummer because it was a day 3 out here in Berea where the DBs were the stars, and I even thought the linebackers filling in for Mac Wilson. Sione Takitaki had a great day. Jacob Phillips had a great day, but on the back end, it was Kevin Johnson. It was Money Mitch. Sendejo with another interception. MJ Stewart was playing well. Delpit flying all over the field, and he's a guy.
He's great.
Just so much better with the pads on. It was a great day for the defense, and yes, next man up, and this staff is doing a hell of a job, to be honest, with everything that they've had to deal with on that side. You wouldn't know it. I mean, 5-star Porter Gustin yesterday had a tremendous day working against Jack Conklin and also one against Austin Hooper, getting around Baker Mayfield, putting some pressure on him. It was just a great day for the defense. Not a great day for the offense by any stretch. If you were looking for bright spots, I'll give you 2. They're both rookies. Harrison Bryant, we told you yesterday, the stock price already up.
Well up.
Still get in. I still think we're still on the ascent there. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, the best play of the starters in the red zone team period happened when Donovan Peoples-Jones, rapscallion setting off alarms, Donovan Peoples-Jones came across the back end. Baker found him for a nice pass. But, defensively, they look very, very good. At this point, I'd be much more concerned if we were saying the opposite. If the offense was lighting up the defense.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
The defense should be ahead. We'll get into the offense and what we liked, what we didn't like in a little bit. But defensively, they're playing well. And Austin Hooper said this is a grind. We got a lot of new pieces. And he said what they're giving us now are just tremendous looks. They are disguising things. He said, I can't believe how advanced they are already in disguising their coverages because they're really doing a great job with it. And that was something that he shared with us yesterday with the live interview on Browns Live. He also shared that Harrison Bryant has been an absolute stud in their room, and he thinks the sky is the limit for that kid. And that seems to be an opinion a lot of people are having right here in Berea right now.
Yep, no question. You wonder from a roster standpoint, you say next man up. Well, there are talented guys that are out there. It's tricky to bring in players the way that it is right now But you have to wonder if there will be some addressing of guys that are out there in free agent. There's some incredibly talented guys. You went over the list yesterday at linebacker that are out there that are available. Alec Ogletree for sure could play the will. I mean, that's what he can do. He can run. He plays will. He's 29, but that's something that he could definitely do, and he's out there. You wonder if there will have to be some guys coming in, and now this Johnson injury, do they address that there as well?
Yeah, corner, I think it's fortunate that you got MJ Stewart. I mean, he wasn't here a few weeks ago, and he's really come in and assimilated quickly, but he's probably in line. He's got the most experience, certainly playing the nickel in the National Football League. So you're fortunate you got him off of waivers. They cut him, and you were able to pick him up, a former second-round pick. So a guy with talent who's come in and looked good, but you're always looking. And Kevin Stefanski said that, and it is cliche, but it is also true. But for the pro personnel department, it's such a different.
So hard.
You already have preseason games worth of tape of guys that you could be looking at for the cut downs, not to get now, but you would have had that already, and you've got none.
You'd have to bring in guys you knew. You'd have to be in guys that people on this coaching staff were familiar with. I haven't gone through and cross-checked, who's Joe Woods worked with, who's Tarver worked with. I haven't been able to do that, so I'm not sure who
I don't think anybody you talk about Lee or Ogletree have no cross.
And Barron would have none. Would he have any?
I don't think so.
I don't think so there. So, yeah, I mean, it would be somebody who, or even anybody who's even played in a system that was similar. You wonder if there's any of those guys out there. So this is going to be an incredible challenge, man. It's trying to find somebody who can come in and play. But I think at linebacker, that's going to be needed. I think that's needed.
It very well could be. I was very encouraged by Sione Takitaki yesterday and Jacob Phillips. B.J. Goodson has been, honestly, a godsend since he's come here. And I talked with the linebacker coach, Jason Tarver, a moment ago, and he said this guy has just bought in. He's come in. He's asserted himself as the leader. And he said Mac was kind of on that track, too, as the other leader in that room. But B.J. he's been all over the field, and he's been loud. But you could need somebody there. And then the other thing is, we'll go back to what we talked about yesterday. Could you – I'll give you two scenarios. So Johnson and Mack are out. Andrew Sendejo played a lot of nickel corner for the Vikings at the end of that season, in fact, into the playoffs. Now, you're going to have looks where you probably can slide him down there and play Grant and Joseph in the secondary, play like a big nickel. And so that's a possibility. I think the big dime becomes a possibility as well with all three of those safeties and bringing, a Carl Joseph into play, maybe some will linebacker as, in an obvious passing situation with Sendejo and Delpit on the back end. And then maybe MJ Stewart, Denzel Greedy, or Money Mitch, Denzel and Greedy. I think figuring out a way to get Money Mitch, Denzel and Greedy on the field perhaps could be explored. I think it could be explored, as I mentioned, some safety, linebacker cross-training could be explored because you've got a lot of talent here. And another name I'll throw out, and just because when I was talking with Jason Tarver, the linebackers coach, and he was very impressed with him, is Montrell Meander. And Montrell Meander is a former safety who is being converted into a linebacker, so just more of a natural cover guy and a good special teams guy. And he's a guy who could end up, maybe playing in some sub-packages, number 41, to keep an eye on him.
Is Coach Stefanski at the podium right now? Let's go ahead and take that if we have it. We're efforting pulling that up. So we're working on getting that up. But Coach Stefanski early to the podium today. These are typically more in the 1:30 window where he talks as opposed to here at not even quarter past the hour. So this is about 15 minutes earlier than we're used to on that front. Many things for Coach to address, including the injury to Kevin Johnson. Let's dip in and have a listen.
Exactly. When that happened to Kevin Johnson, do you guys know the particular play and exactly what happened?
Yeah, it was in the red zone period on the touchdown to Harrison Bryant. Kevin was trying to make a play on Harrison, and I think Joe and the defensive staff would have preferred that he held back and kind of, instead, out of an abundance of caution, not dive for it, but they kind of both dove. Harrison landed on top of him. Really unfortunate, unlucky. But, again, hoping for him that he'll be back, when he's ready. But that's really the most important thing right now is that he's safe, and we want him to get well very soon.
Kind of makes you gasp a little bit when you read something like or hear something like a lacerated liver. Is it just a reminder of how dangerous this game can be at any time?
It can be, and, we're very fortunate to have an excellent medical staff here. So they were on top of this, And I think that's really a testament to Joe and his crew that they were very cautious when they heard what was going on. So,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Tom. Nate Ulrich, you're up.
Hey, Coach, is Kevin Johnson a candidate for IR?
Honestly, Nate, I wouldn't even speculate at this point.
Okay, and from the big picture standpoint, you've had several starting guys go down, J.C. Treader and Nick Chubb, Mac Wilson, now this with Kevin Johnson. Have you kind of broached this subject with the team? Is there any – obviously everybody knows injuries are part of the game, but have you said anything about the adversity that you guys have faced here early on?
Like you said, Nate, injuries are part of the game. We got to do everything in our power to eliminate the ones that we can, and that's just the truth. So we got to get our work in and take care of each other.
Scott Patrick, you're up.
Hey, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yes, we have you, Scott.
Great. Hey, I appreciate you describing how the injury to Kevin happened. Does it look like just every other play? Is it a normal play, or did something stand out about what happened?
No, totally normal.
Okay. And I know he had been playing some in the slot for you. Who else can play that role? I know that Denzel and Greedy don't have a whole lot of experience in the slot.
Yeah, it's the nice part of having an 80-man roster. We have a bunch of guys that we're going to try in there. And even prior to this, we've been working a lot of guys in there. So I think you'll see a pretty good rotation of guys in there.
Thanks.
Tony Grossi, you're up.
Hey, Kevin. Apparently the NFL Wire reported 4 kickers were tried out by the Browns. If you can't comment specifically the reason for that, is there something going on with Austin Seibert? Is he dealing with something, a nagging thing? He's the only kicker on hand.
Yeah. Tony, I'll tell you, no, there's nothing going on with Austin. This is due diligence. The roster sizes that they are these days, I think it's prudent on Andrew and the front office to have workouts of multiple positions. So, no, it's nothing in relation to Austin at all.
And I was wondering, just in the early going of your head coach career, what do you think about the adjustment of having to answer questions about injuries every single day?
I'll do my best to give you guys something.
Thank you.
Daryl Ryder, we'll go to you.
Hey, Kevin, I wanted to ask you about Sione Takitaki. What did you know about him when you got here? And especially yesterday, it looked like he made a couple of nice plays. Just your overall impressions of what he's been able to do in the early stages.
Yeah, I didn't know much about Taki at all. And then to get in the building and talk to people here and about what he's about, and then to spend some time with him finally and see him out on the field. And you just feel his energy. He runs to the ball every time. He's constantly chirping and communicating. So he's somebody that you hear almost before you see.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll go to Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Kevin, really seems like Baker and Hooper have a nice chemistry out there. Is that something you see and feel good about the potential of?
Yeah, I feel good about the potential of those guys. Austin went down there to Austin for a couple weeks, I believe, and they spent some time together. So, yeah, I think there's a comfort level, and we just got to make sure that continues to grow for all those guys, really.
Aditi Kinkabwala, you can unmute on your side. You should be ready. Thank you.
Hi. You did 3 straight days in pads, and was there some sort of design behind that? And do you expect to kind of up the physicality in the next few days?
Well, there's a bunch of rules on what you can and can't do, Aditi, in terms of how many days in pads, and you can't go 4 days in pads. So today we won't be in full pads today. And really, we have we've thought long and hard about this camp and how we wanted to acclimate these guys and safely do it. So we'll abide by the rules of the NFL, but we'll also use all the information at our disposal to make sure that we're having a very productive and safe camp.
We have 3 hands up, Mary Kay, Nate, and Scott. Those will be our last 3. Mary Kay, your line should be open.
Coach, in terms of Kevin Johnson, just in watching him over these past few days, he just seemed like he was really active and having a nice camp. I saw at least one interception, a forced fumble, lots of breakups. And when we talked to him the other day, he still sees himself as a starter. What kind of camp was he having? And is he somebody that his role was pretty defined there, kind of as the nickelback, or was he in any way possibly, pressing for a starting job too?
Yeah, I think, Mary Kay, we were excited about bringing Kevin in because he's a young man, but he's got some really good experience playing in a couple different systems. You're right. He was having a nice few days here, but like with every position, it's a long haul. So I would tell you that we're going to miss him here and really hope that he gets back healthy when he's ready, but really excited about his future as a Cleveland Brown.
Thank you.
So Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Coach, we got to talk to Jimmy and Dee Haslam over the weekend, and, they made it clear that they want fans in the stands, for your games, for the players, for you guys, for the fans themselves, as long as it can be done safely. I was just wondering, what's your view of that? Is that something you're really hoping for? Is it something you're paying attention to?
I definitely want them for our home game. But, yeah, we're excited. Our game, obviously, we do this in a lot of ways for these fans. And I've heard from many of them already around the community, and they want very badly to be in person and support us. And we obviously want them there too, but we got to make sure that whatever we do is safe. And I know that they're all working very hard to look at a solution to that, but it doesn't change the fact that our fans are important to us. We'd love to have them out there.
Scott Patrick to finish us off.
Great. Hey, Coach, I didn't see, or Denzel and Odell did not appear to do a lot in team yesterday. Is anything going on with those guys?
Nothing going on. That's just, I would say, part of the plan, Scott.
So expect them to be out there today?
Yes.
Thanks.
All right, that'll do it. Thanks for your time today, Coach. Have a good practice.
Guys. All right, good stuff from Coach there. Let's take a quick timeout, and then we'll react to what he said. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily right here on ESPN 850.
Whether you're cheering on your Cleveland Browns or grilling at your tailgate, Sugardale Hot Dogs are the unofficial food of good times. Sugardale has launched an all-new lineup of uncured, nitrate-free hot dogs to complement its trusted classic recipes. After almost 100 years in business, Sugardale has learned a thing or two about what makes a great hot dog. Look for the official hot dog of your Cleveland Browns next time you stop into your local grocery store. It's the one with the bite out of it.
As we are learning and responding to the ever-evolving details of COVID-19, the safety and care of our families, employees, and clients remains our number one priority. We know time is of the essence for protecting our clients' rights and responding to their every need. Therefore, we have instituted virtual meetings and signatures. Contact us as we look forward to continuing to serve you. Elk and Elk, every client, every day.
At University Hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at University Hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University Hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
K&D proudly invites you to live at one of the 8 most desirable addresses downtown. Residences at Hannah, 668-1717, Leader, Halley, Reserve Square, and Stonebridge. Be among the first to live in Cleveland's most iconic landmark, the Terminal Tower Residences. Classic elegance meets unique contemporary design with thoughtfully composed kitchens, bathrooms, living spaces, and much more. Move in today. You deserve a K&D quality home. Check out everything K&D has to offer downtown and throughout Northeast Ohio at K&D.com.
The Pro Shop at First Energy Stadium is now open. Shop a wide selection of 2020 products, on-field apparel, and exclusive training camp offers updated daily. Here's the best part of your purchase at the Pro Shop. All Browns net proceeds benefit the Cleveland Browns Foundation. Located next to the ticket office at First Energy Stadium, the Browns Pro Shop has been updated for a clean and safe shopping experience. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 440-824-3427 or stop by the Browns Pro Shop today.
Getting a mortgage doesn't need to be complicated. With Union Home Mortgage on your home team, the loan process is simple, straightforward, and we promise to keep you in the loop all the way to the end zone. If you're ready to score a home ownership touchdown, call us at 877-846-4968 or visit UnionHomeMortgage.com today. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS 22298241, Dow Circle West, Strongsville, Ohio 44136.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
If an auto accident caused your injury, do not face the challenge alone. Call the injury lawyers at 1-800-ELK, Ohio for a free case review. Elk & Elk, a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Go Browns. Lots of stuff from Coach there in terms of where we are. Interesting note out of Tom Pelissero yesterday with the Browns bringing in 4 kickers. Folk, Forbath, McCrane, Parkey all brought in yesterday. And Coach said nothing to see there, no problem with Austin.
Yeah, and Cody Parkey, guy who spent some time with the Browns a few years ago, and Mike Prefer would have familiarity with him when Forbath was with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. So that is interesting.
Some veteran guys. I mean, Nick Folk's been around the league a long time. Seibert, from all reports, has kicked the ball very well here. What I've seen on Browns Live when we've shown him kicking, it's gone through the upright. So maybe they just want to get somebody else, another leg in here to move the ball around.
Here is Kareem Hunt at the podium.
Yeah. Thank you.
Marla, right now, your line's open.
Kareem, the governor's still working on how many fans can be at the games, but how important do you feel it would be to, especially from you've been a Browns fan your whole life, how much do you really want to play in front of some people?
A lot. I definitely would like to see, fans in the stands, but, I'm going to be ready to go with or without fans. So.
But some team people in other sports like the NBA have talked about how hard it is to get, juiced up for, there no one there. Do you think about that?
I mean, it will be a little tough, I guess, but I really don't think about it because once I see another jersey, it's gonna, my competitiveness to take over, and that's all you really need.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aditi Kinkabwala, you're up.
Hey, Kareem, when you talk about the outside zone runs that y'all are kind of featuring a little bit more, why does that suit you? Why does that play to what you do best?
I feel like, I've been running outside zone my whole life, through Pee Wee, through middle school, high school, Toledo, and, Kansas City. So we've been running a lot of zone. I ran a lot of zone. I feel like, I just read it out pretty well, I guess. It helps.
Excellent. Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Kareem. Hey, Kareem, we just heard a little while ago about the seriousness of Kevin Johnson's injury. How scary is it when you hear about a teammate getting a lacerated liver during practice?
That's very scary, and I really don't want to talk too much about it. I just, hope for he's all right and doing well.
Let's talk football for a second then. Coach Mitchell was saying the importance of patience running behind linemen, especially guys that you don't know. How long does it take, Kareem, to kind of figure out your linemen and what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are and how you can adjust to them?
It takes a few weeks, I think, maybe even a little bit longer, but you got to watch the film and, see how they're attacking their players in the film and, how they're positioning guys and stuff like that. And if they're, strong off the ball or not. So, you got to kind of watch it. You can learn pretty much by just watching a lot of film on those guys too.
Is patience an easy thing for you, or is that difficult? I know early on in your career, you're probably told to hit the hole and hit it hard, and now you're trying to be a little bit patient. Is that difficult?
No, I think I got pretty good patience, and that's always been a part of my game, I feel like.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Kareem. Nick, when we talked to him a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, I think, he mentioned that you guys worked out together and, ran some hills, ran a hill in Westlake together. Yeah. I was wondering, what is it like training with him in the off season? How much do you guys push each other? And is there anything you remember about those times about running that hill with Nick Chubb?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely – we pushed each other. We ran, the hill multiple times, and we ran, some gases and conditioning and stuff like that too. And just running next to him, we try to, keep up, or one of us try to lead. So, each and every rep, we always pretty much compete. So, but we love it too because we know it's going to make us better.
We know him as like just a real quiet guy. Does he talk trash with you ever when you guys are competing? Do you guys go back and forth like that? How does it go?
I'm going to let Nick speak in silence. He's his own type of guy. But, we joke around and stuff like that all the time. He's definitely quiet when it's time to work, but he's always, working. So you can tell.
Mary Kay Cabot, your line's up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kareem. I apologize.
So you can tell by his action.
Great. Mary Kay, your line's open.
Kareem, I'm just wondering, how bummed were you last year when Nick lost the rushing title in the last week, knowing how important something like that is for a player? And, was there a lot of emphasis heading into the week, like, how much you guys really wanted to try to get that for him?
Yeah, it was tough because he definitely deserved it. And I definitely feel that he can have a run at it, this year or another. It just motivates him. So it was a terrible way to lose the, title, after he had such an amazing season. I was kind of, I was hoping he got the rushing title. So we had two people who won it.
Thanks.
Great. Scott Petrick.
Have you spent any time at receiver in this camp so far?
I've been doing some stuff, just catching the ball out the backfield and, running routes still out the backfield. So we'll see.
Do you think more of that? I know we talked about it a little bit last time we were together, but do you think it will come that there'll be more opportunities for you starting in the slot?
That's up to coach. I'm just, doing whatever I'm told and working.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
I will close with this one to Aditi Kinkabwala.
Oh, hi. Do you have me?
Yes, you're set, Aditi. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks so much. I'm sorry, guys. Kareem, you're talking about joking around with Nick Chubb. We know that this offense starts with the run. We know how much Coach Stefanski likes to run the ball. Is there any joking or any competitiveness with the wide receivers? Are you hearing it from Odell and Jarvis about the run coming first?
Those guys will get their touches. So I'm not really hearing too much from those guys. They're just ready to win.
Great. That'll do it for today. Thanks for the time, Kareem.
Thank you.
Good stuff there with Kareem. And I think the big takeaway, and it was Scott Petrick who was in the line of questioning about, are you playing in the slot? Are you doing those things? Yeah, he's done a little of that. He is a tailback. That's what he is. He's a lead back.
He's a running back.
There are
he's one of the best in the league.
Lead backs on this team. It is a question that you and I have been discussing all summer long. How do you portion this out amongst all this talent? How does it look? Who gets the touches? How do you keep everybody happy? Winning helps a lot of it, but I think it's naive to just say if you win, everybody's happy, because that's not true. There are going to be guys who want the ball in their hand, and that is going to be an issue on this team based on the number of plays that this offense ran a year ago, which was 466 pass, 476 run, the offense that Kevin Stefanski ran in Minnesota. Now, he could go tempo here, and he could get some more plays, but the limit is the limit, and divvying up carries between those two is going to be a fascinating thing to try to do.
It is. I was actually talking with Pete Prisco from CBS today.
Oh,
you love Pete. And Pete he's like, how do you do it? And I floated out what about 1 week on, 1 week off theory? And he goes, that's actually a pretty good idea, because each week you want the guy to be the guy. Because he said when you start coming in every other series, and it's just hard to get in a rhythm. It's hard. It's hard for these guys to be at their best, and what you want them is at their best. He said, "Look, it's a very good problem to have, but on some level, the word problem is still in that sense when you have two guys that are that good, figuring it out, but without hindering the efficiency or the effectiveness of either."
It is, yes. The problem's in there for a reason. It's a good one. And maybe, maybe there's something to that where, look, it's Kareem's the starter this week and Nick's the backup, and Kareem's going to get 22 carries and Chubb's going to get 10, and it's not even worry about it. It's, you're spelling Kareem. The next week you're spelling Chubb. That might be what you do. That might make the most sense. That would be a nightmare for fantasy owners.
It would. Well, you'd also know which week you were playing him and which week you weren't.
That's true.
After you drafted him, it wouldn't be so great. But yeah, I needed you. You did the first week of Kevin's Fan Show. You talked with Coach. I talked to him today.
Correct.
I need you there so he can understand when you have two big Bs. It's kind of like.
Oh yeah, there's
the two,
a tag
so that
team.
we could throw that, and we're doing it, and so we
Yes.
can say, listen, remember week 1 it was Beau, week 2 is me. Like, what do you? And hopefully next week maybe we can both be there, and we can throw this out there.
Be nice if the timing was as such to where that was
possible, feasible.
That would be really nice.
Boy, would it!
That would be beneficial for everybody,
for all.
Because not that Coach is going to give that information out of saying, "Hey boys, yeah, this is what we're going to do." But I
try to hear a much smarter person than my react, to it.
Hard to get smarter than you. We know the
about
lineage.
Football.
Well, even still,
Come on, guy with the pen. He played these all Ivy League.
That's true. But you were birthed from Pedro's loins. I mean, let's not act like that didn't happen. So, with that comes a great deal of intellect. I think
bring my red pen.
He's clearly thought about it. He's probably thought about it since he got the job.
He probably thinks about it all the time.
We've got 2 studs. How do we use them? How do we get the most out of them? How do we make? I mean, because what you're saying, while initially sounded crazy, the philosophy behind it is not. Essentially, every week one's fresh.
Yep.
Which is an incredible thing with 2 guys like that. And the thing that Pete brought up, which is very astute, and I would expect nothing less of Pete, is if you're on a pitch count during a game or you're trying to do a timeshare during the game, you might not get the best of either one.
Right. And you've got guys that are both so good, you want to be able to get the best out of both of them. I'll tell you, as a kid who grew up in the Bay Area, and you remember hearing the stories about Jerry Rice running the hill and the workouts he would take the receivers on and how he was crazy. It gave me a big smile to hear that Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were running hills in Northeast Ohio together.
I would imagine the hills are slightly different
than Jerry's hill.
Now you can go over by where we live, and there's some hills.
Sure.
Over on the other side.
Sure.
But I would say. And this would be another example of why you need to watch Peyton's Places on ESPN Plus, because Manning ran the hill with Jerry Rice, and that is a picturesque jaunt straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And he would sprint it.
Yeah, he's still. I'll be honest, his pace even now is ambitious.
Could he have done it twice in the time it took Peyton to do it once?
I think no, not now. Then for sure. But Manning. I think people sleep on Manning as an athlete.
Good athlete.
Great athlete, yes. A lot better athlete than people think because of what happened at the end. And I think that was proved with, obviously his play in the big exhibition with the shot he had on the par 3 on 17, which was just a pressure-packed shot. But you would see, that was awesome to see. It's probably not realistic to think that they're going to play together for the next 3 or 4 years.
No.
Because it just doesn't make any sense from a roster standpoint.
It doesn't make any sense for
them either, for their careers.
For them.
Yeah, it doesn't. So how you handle it this year will be a really fascinating decision, and it's one that you're probably not going to know the answer to until we get to the season. You and I next week, if we're allowed to both do the show at the same time on the Coach's Show, we maybe can ask those. It's hard to know if we'll be allowed, but if we are, then we will be able to maybe ask him that, and we'll put it in a way maybe that we'll have a little bit of fun with it. I don't know if those things will happen.
I'd like them to.
But it'd be nice if they did.
It's going to be too late week 1. That's a camp question.
Oh, that's no question. Yeah, you can't get it. You're talking about Ravens, and all of a sudden you and I are peppering him with
nonsense.
Have you thought about nonsense? You can't do that. You can't do
that. Hear us out, Coach.
Hear us out on this one. I want to run something by you.
Yeah. Next week really is a perfect week because we say, listen, that's part of the reason we set it up the way we did, where it was all Beau week 1, all me week 2, and boy, I still feel
Here
good.
We all come together.
Yeah, no. A shared moment.
Yeah. Was there a nice camaraderie with you and Coach?
There was.
He was
good.
He was in a good spirits.
I mean, it was early in the AM.
Correct.
No doubt. But it was, definitely very much so in good spirits. And I'm excited for people to listen to it today on the Kevin Stefanski Show later tonight because, I think a lot of people don't realize, A, what a process this is and the steps that are being taken, but B, how he knows it's a process, but also just how quickly, we got the 4 days on, day off, 4 days on, day off.
These practices are stacking.
Fiend, as they say.
Fiend. I like that, yeah. All right, we'll look back on some of the things he talked about in his press conference, go through some head-to-head position groups, who's winning, running backs and linebackers, receivers and corners. We'll get into that coming up next as well. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale is going on now. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for a queen price or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 or more.
Are you a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts? You may be entitled to compensation, no matter how long ago the abuse happened, but your time to file a claim is limited. Call 800-712-7782. That's 800-712-7782 for more information. As a result of thousands of victims filing sexual abuse claims, the Boy Scouts have filed for bankruptcy protection, and the Bankruptcy Court has set November 16, 2020 as the deadline for abuse survivors to file a claim. As a result of this bankruptcy, a victim's compensation fund is being set up that may be worth over $1.5 billion. Childhood sexual abuse takes numerous forms, including forcible rape, exposing oneself to a child, or showing her or him pornographic images, or viewing or photographing a child in a sexual context. If you are a survivor of sexual abuse while in the Boy Scouts, you may be entitled to compensation. Call 800-712-7782. That's 800-712-7782 for more information. Your call is completely confidential. Sponsored by Sheldon Law Group.
Spectrum Mobile is now the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, growing faster than Verizon and AT&T, and even growing faster than T-Mobile. It's easy to see why. Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and is the most reliable mobile service coast to coast. There are no contracts, added taxes, or fees. Switch and you could save up to 40% and see why Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider. Learn more at spectrummobile.com, based on Q1 2020 subscriber data.
Hey, man, that is a sweet boat.
Thanks. Now I just need to figure out how to get it onto Lake Erie.
You need to go to Liberty Ford and check out their selection of SUVs.
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
Did you know tires from Conrad's include everything you need to deliver maximum life and performance? That's right. Lifetime rotations and balancing, flat repairs, wheel alignment inspection, plus 3 years of road hazard protection. Count on Conrad's for the best total value. Right now, get up to $100 on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires on your Bridgestone CFNA credit card. Bridgestone, official tire of the Cleveland Browns, proudly sold at your hometown Conrad's.
Mike here from Professional Roofing Services. We do one thing and one thing only. We do roofs, not doors, not windows, not basements. With us, it's what's up top that matters most. Your roof, your gutters, your soffits. That's why we're the best at what we do in commercial and residential roof repair and replacement. Right now, get on-the-spot financing for as low as $99 a month. And ask about our worry-free 50-year labor and material warranty. Go with the pros at ProRoofingServices.com. The best at commercial roofing, not changing the game in residential.
Are you ready for the best road trip of your life? Then get to Ganley Subaru of Bedford and sign and drive the new 2020 Subaru Impreza 5-door. $218 a month, 0 down. 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year with no security deposit on approved credit. 0 do-it signing. Just sign and drive a 2020 Impreza. $218 a month during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Ganley Subaru of Bedford on the Bedford Auto Mile. GanleySubaruofBedford.com.
Hey, it's Riz. You've heard us talk about Plevin and Gallucci for when someone loses a loved one, suffers an injury at work, is in a car accident, or victim of medical malpractice. We want to remind you that they're now doing their part, focusing on the frontline workers, fighting coronavirus in response to the pandemic. Plevin and Gallucci have agreed to waive all fees in 2020 and handle workers' comp claims for all healthcare workers and first responders who contract COVID-19 while protecting all of us. If you know anyone who needs help, call 216-400-9000.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Brownsfit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Brownsfit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests that showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology, plus personal training, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the A-Loft Hotel. Specials for Brownsfit are available for a limited time. So visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
right, welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily on a Thursday edition. The Browns will be out here in about an hour. No full contact today per the agreement with the NFLPA, so no full pads out here today in practice. And we do anticipate, despite a lot of the bad news in the MASH unit, we do anticipate that Odell Beckham Jr. will be back. Coach Stefanski said, in fact, that he would. That Denzel Ward will be back as a full go. I would think that Jarvis and Carl Joseph and I would imagine Miles would have a little chance to run around a little bit today. I think Coach addressed that as well, that Miles would be out here doing some individuals. So that will be the first time of camp that we've seen Miles out here. And so you will see some of those guys back out here. And I think we're at a point now where let's just try to get to tomorrow safe and healthy, because we've had 3 straight days, man. Chubb, Mack, and Kevin Johnson, 3 straight days. That is a tough stretch.
Ugh, it's brutal. It's brutal, and 2 of those obviously are going to carry some significant time with them, and we'll see if the Browns end up, making any roster moves. As of now, we know there is 1 open spot on the roster, and if either of those guys need to be placed on IR, which we all hope that they do not, but if they did, then that's going to free up a couple spots as well to get guys in here. But yeah, you just want to see this team go through and have nothing. And yesterday, which was such a bummer about yesterday, is the one thing that scared you. Odell was walking in. Obviously, it had nothing to do with a physical injury at all. And then Kevin Johnson never left the field. He never left practice. And I was watching, as I was getting ready to come over and do the show when I got here earlier, I was watching yesterday's practice back again and taking copious notes. And I knew immediately when I watched that 7-on-7, I said, oh, that has to be where it happened. But yeah, it's just unfortunate, and you're dropping. It feels like you're dropping like flies, every day, and that you could say to yourself, all right, well, the good thing is there are only a dozen more practices or so maybe we're only a dozen more guys down, but we need to stop. You can't keep doing it, especially not guys that you're counting on, as we pointed out. 7 of what were your projected opening day 22 are not participating, or have not participated at least in 1 practice so far this year.
Right, and were either hurt or didn't participate yesterday.
Right.
So that's a tough spot to be in, and we know that these injuries are happening around the league. But we've been hit very, very hard here in the first week or so of practice. Let's have a little fun. 5 practices, 2 OTAs, 3 padded camps. Gibby wants us to break down who's winning. We'll just do who's winning, because we're positivity. Glasses half full.
That's right.
We're idea men. We thrive on enthusiasm. Running backs versus linebackers. Who's winning?
It's actually a very close one. I'm going to give it to the running backs, though, just because I think Kareem Hunt has looked sensational. He's looked so fast. He has, on a daily basis, put out a big run. This linebacking core, it's obviously it's down a man with Mack Wilson, but I am very encouraged by what I've seen from B.J. Goodson, Ataki, Phillips, Tay Davis as well. I think those 4 have really kind of stood out and looked pretty good. So linebackers have been, I think, better than perhaps expected, but Kareem Hunt has looked sensational.
He looks like the Kareem Hunt that played for the Kansas City Chiefs, which was the best running back in football in the time that he did it. That's what he looks like to me. So, I would agree with you on that one. Wide receivers versus corners. This is different because it depends on quarterback, too.
It also, right, very much so. But I'll give that one to the DBs and to give it to the corners. Money Mitch has been sensational. Kevin Johnson was off to a tremendous start. Denzel has been very good when he's been out there. We've seen NJ Stewart make some plays. Donovan Olumbo has made some plays and been around the football a lot. So I'll go with the corners. But, And part of it is because I think we're going to get more defensive than offensive answers, because 2 of the days were dominated by the defense.
Yeah.
And the offense, they got into a nice rhythm in a portion of the second half of day 2. But remember yesterday, to be fair, no Odell, no Jarvis in the team period. So, and they're really good, and they were the reason that things were going so well in the second half of day 2. So I think you've got to temper that a little bit, but I'll go with the DBs because I think there were more questions about that group than there were on the wide receiver group.
Yeah, I think one thing at receiver now in the last 2 practices is you've seen Donovan Peoples-Jones. You understand why he was the number 1 receiver in the country coming out of high school. It makes sense. Like, you see it, you go, oh, if he's bigger than anybody we have, he goes and gets the ball, and it just is. It's dumbfounding what happened at Michigan. it's dumbfounding that someone of that talent was a 6th-round pick. There's a disconnect somewhere with him, the program, whatever, in the process. I don't know what it was. But you see him out here, and you go, well, he looks like a 2nd-round pick to me.
Looks like a 1st-round pick.
Right.
If he was, He looks like a real number 1 receiver in the NFL. And
he looks like a number 1.
If you had said to me, if I didn't know anything about the Browns, and I came out and you said, 11, that's our 1st-round pick receiver. We're pretty excited about him. He's 6'2", runs a 4.4, can jump 40 inches 46 inches or whatever it is out of the building. And I watch, I'd be like, yeah, you guys got a stud in the 1st round.
He looks how T. Higgins looks in Cincinnati, or that's what it looks like.
He looks like absolutely like he belongs, and I think, with Chad O'Shea, I remember when, talking with Wilhelm or talking with, other players that I've worked with, and they all say, your position coach is the most important guy.
You're right.
With especially when you're a rookie. And I think for Donovan Peoples-Jones, Chad O'Shea is an absolute godsend because of all the things he's acquired in his time in the National Football League, working with the Patriots for all those years and then going down. He was an offensive coordinator just last year. And I think that's one of the things that's cool about this staff is we've talked about Van Pelt's called plays, Stefanski's called plays, Callahan's called plays, Chad O'Shea has called plays. You have 4 guys who have been offensive coordinators in the National Football League on your offensive staff alone. That is not very often. And O'Shea, he seems like a young guy. He's been in the league in 17 years. 17 years. This is his 18th season as a coach. His teams, and obviously because he was with the Patriots, 12 division titles, 5 conference championships, and 3 Super Bowls. He was a wide receiver coach for 10 straight years in New England. Wes Welker, Edelman, Moss, Cooks, all of those guys there that he's worked with. I mean, think about what he got out of Chris Hogan. So you couldn't ask for somebody, and look what he did for Devontae Parker in 1 year. That's Devontae Parker's best season, and second might as well have been 8th, as I like to say.
As you do like to say.
So I think that's a real valuable piece of the Donovan Peoples-Jones experience, and there's zero pressure on him to have to come in and play right away. Now, he may force his way.
He may
force his way to being our number 3 receiver.
He could.
That's on the table.
Sure.
There isn't anybody with his pedigree above him in the pecking order.
There's nobody who looks like him above him.
There's nobody else who looks like him on the roster.
No. So his upside is very, very big. Offensive line versus defensive line. This has clearly been the defensive line.
Yes. Without Miles.
Without Miles, which is I do think that it's been choppy for Jed. As we thought it would be. It's been a tough week for him getting to the NFL. I don't know if it's left, right, or if that has anything to do with it, or if it's just the speed of this league. And it seems to me like he's thinking, not playing, and that's a tough thing to do for a left tackle.
There's no doubt that it is an adjustment. It is a change going from that right side to the left side. And Jedrick Wills is getting work with Olivier Vernon, and he's getting work with Adrian Claiborne, 2 guys who have done this for a very, very long time in this league and know a lot of tricks of the trade. And he's having some struggles, but I'd rather have him have some struggles now than later on because we're going to need him against Baltimore. So these are good learning moments for him. And one thing that has really seemed to be a theme with a lot of these young guys on this team from the various position coaches, and Bill Callahan said it with Jed as well, is, once he learns from his mistakes very well. So it has been up and down for him. To come out here and say it's been great, I would not say that. In fact, I think it's almost been a little bit smoother for Nick Harris in the middle than it has been for Jed at left tackle, but Nick Harris played that position for multiple seasons. Jed has not played that, and just try to do anything opposite-handed, opposite-footed. It's not easy. I can play golf. I can hit the small ball around. You say, okay, that's great. You're going to start playing golf left-handed tomorrow? It's going to be difficult for me.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not going to be very good at it. And he's doing obviously much better than that.
Though, it's not that.
It's not quite that hard, but it is. That's when you talk to linemen. That is what they say about it. It's like trying to learn. You've written right-handed your whole time because everything's the opposite. All your kicks, all your movement is this way, and now it's the exact opposite. And now for basketball, you slide right, you slide left, but it's everything that he's done prior. It's retraining your body to do the opposite,
and you can do it for months at a time. But then when you do it against Claiborne humans, please. Humans.
Sorry.
If you do it against humans, then it's a little different, especially pros. I mean, you're doing it against pros. Claiborne and Vernon are pros.
Yeah, and look, it's even like Austin Hooper said. We had all these great. We were really dialed in on our red zone concepts in Zooms, etc. But running concepts against NFL defenses is very different than concepts on a whiteboard or in a Zoom meeting, and so that it's good work for the Browns. And there's going to be a huge emphasis by Kevin Stefanski. We're going to see this team, I think, work as much as we've ever seen a Browns team red zone, goal-to-go situations. Because when we were talking today for the Kevin Stefanski show, we talked about, there's only one play in the NFL that is truly, you could call it a 4-point play, and that's third and goal.
Oh, yeah.
Those are 4-point plays.
Yep.
What you do on that one play could be just between 7, and God forbid it could end up being, an interception, whatever. But those are the 4-point plays. Teams that have a high degree of success on 4-point plays, shocker, spoiler alert, win.
They win.
They win games. And so that's going to be a real point of emphasis. And, they had one of those at the very end, and Baker found Donovan Peoples-Jones. And so that was a win for the offense. But it was few and far between. And I don't know if Gibbe and all of his infinite wisdom, because we went through a lot. Let's keep going through the groups here. Are we going to get a quarterback group? Is there a quarterback matched up with anybody?
We did not. No, he did not. He had safety versus tight end.
And you know what? I'm going to call that a draw.
It's a push.
That's a push with both winning.
Both doing well.
Because sometimes when you tie, you really win or lose. And in this
true.
case, they've tied, but they both have won.
They both have won. What do you make of you got to pay attention to scores. What do you make of this beautiful weather again? Like a mid to high 70s? Guys, you remember, every camp it's just dreadful.
What?
The humidity's through the roof. It's 90. It's August in Northeast Ohio. This is what it's supposed to be, and instead it's breezy. This is like a day at Riviera.
I was going to say, I want the ball should be in the air right now.
Yeah.
There's not even a cloud in the sky. The only white in the sky should be the beautiful arc of one of our. Hey, whoa! Rapscallion.
Gibby just going right by.
What's happening here?
You know what's happening.
We live in a society.
Just trying to trigger your thing. Get you in
You
the meeting.
are.
I bet you are, Gibby.
I'm trying to trigger it.
His thing.
So I asked about this just
of course,
to give a little.
You're a good team player.
Behind the scenes for you. If they are able to not only is it proximity, if they know who's the initiator, and they do.
They do know.
Guess who leads the league in red dot initiations?
That guy.
Great.
Gibbe.
Number one.
Gibby.
Number one, boys.
That's right.
Sit down.
If you're going to do something, do it
I'm not
right.
going anywhere near you.
Gibby, you haven't tested yet this week.
I did. I tested this morning.
Well, we don't have the results.
Well,
We don't have the results yet, Gibby.
do you like roulette?
Not especially.
Spin the wheel, baby. Let's go.
Let's
see what you come up with.
I don't like the true games of chance, like roulette, where there's no thinking to it. I don't like it. I don't like that.
I'm all about it.
That and craps, I have no time for that.
Oh,
I
love a good craps.
I like the card ones.
One of my buddies, actually S likes to do this. He goes in and you either just walk right in and do one hand. You either put like $50 down, or he does it on a roulette table when in Vegas and just walks right in.
Of course, it's on red.
Boom, and then
red 45.
Well, I can't imagine it would not be on red.
Of course, it would be. It would be on scarlet. I'm sorry for S.
Yeah.
Lots to get to here in the second hour of the program. Take a look at the position group of tight end. Drew Petzing will join the program coming up. We will have that for you coming up, which is nice. And we'll set the table for the final day before a little break here out at training camp. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. If you're driving less, you could be saving more on your car insurance. Save money with pay-per-mile insurance from Allstate. Call a local Allstate agent and get a quote.
Hey, this is Mackenzie for Ken Ganley Kia, the home of Sign and Drive, where all you need is a pen to get into a new 2020 Kia. That's right. You can just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sorento LX for only $199 lease per month, zero do-it signing. Or just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sportage LX, $189 lease per month, zero do-it signing. These are 36-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with no security deposit required. Need credit? At Ken Ganley Kia, we love to say yes, you're approved. So what are you waiting for? Sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Forte LXS at our lowest payment ever, $117 lease per month, zero do-it signing. Get to Ken Ganley Kia in Medina and tell them Mackenzie sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Ganley Kia.
Zero do-it signing plus tax, tag, title, and dog fee on approved credit through KMF. All factory rebates and incentives assigned to dealer. See dealer for details. Offers end 9/8/20.
Did you know tires from Conrad's include everything you need to deliver maximum life and performance? That's right, lifetime rotations and balancing, flat repairs, wheel alignment inspection, plus 3 years of road hazard protection. Count on Conrad's for the best total value. Right now, get up to $100 on a Bridgestone Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires on your Bridgestone CFNA credit card. Bridgestone, official tire of the Cleveland Browns, proudly sold at your hometown Conrad.
Get the hottest deals this summer
on over 1,000 new and used cars at Serpentini Chevrolet. For this sale, save up to $15,000 on a new Chevy and get our 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on the purchase of a new car for free.
No other dealer has that. Plus, every Serpentini certified used car comes with our exclusive 100,000-mile warranty. We've got easy-to-get credit, even if your credit score is 600 or less.
This summer, shop where the savings never stop. Find new roads at all 6 Serpentini Chevrolet stores or serpentini.com.
Hi, gang. Tony Rizzo and Aaron Goldhammer here for Bookman & Son Fine Jewelers. You know the message at Bookman. By now, you should. They want customers for life. The service and sincere care rings true 365 days a year. You are truly a guest in their store.
That's right, Rizzy. Here's what happens when you walk in. Josh will introduce himself, say that he's there for you if you need him, and then he'll sit back down. He will not, I guarantee, stalk you around the store.
And they treat customers with an $800 budget the same as a $15,000 budget. I can attest to that.
Plus, Josh doesn't ask for your phone number. In fact, he'll give you his number so that you can text or call with whatever questions you have.
Now, that's the fastest no I have at a store is when someone goes, can I have your phone number? No. If you have any questions all prior to stopping in, feel free to email Josh at joshbookman@gmail.com.
He's happy to answer any questions. He always responds to emails in a timely fashion.
8803 Brecksville Road in beautiful Brecksville, Ohio, or online, bookmanandson.com.
The worldwide leader lives in Cleveland. This is ESPN 850 WKNR, Cleveland. Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily, the only radio show allowed on the premises.
That's right.
Here in Berea. It's us, Stan. I want to tell you about my great friends at Raising Cane's. By the way, North Olmsted.
Oh.
Gibby. Oh, that'll peak up the Gibby. That'll perk you up a little bit, Gibby. I see that location is up and running, and I see that the one on Begley Road is coming soon as I pass it every day on my way in. But it goes beyond just those fantastic chicken tenders. They're hiring managers and crew. Text RC Job 97211 to find out which Caniac career is right for you. At Raising Cane's, they are working hard to provide the best working experience for those customers, of course, and they have a little fun along the way. Raising Cane's offering employees holidays off, flexible schedules, quarterly profit sharing. How do you beat that? Text RC Jobs to 97211 or visit raisingcanesjobs.com to learn more. Welcome back in here. The team will be in shells. Are we going to be shells today? Can we say that?
I think that's right. Yeah, it looks like they're wearing shells. Yeah. So the quarterback, one of the quarterbacks is out here.
Starting to trickle out. They will be at the far...
Matriculate onto the field.
Matriculate on down the field. They will be at the far end practice field again today. This is where they were yesterday as well. So they will be out there getting some work in. No full contact as we head into camp. One of the position groups that has certainly shined is the tight end room. It is ultra talented. Here is Z catching up with the man who is lording over that room, Drew Pedzig. Let's have a listen.
Let's go inside your room, and it's obvious. Listen, you bring in a guy like Austin Hooper, a two-time Pro Bowler. You expect big things, and this is an offense that certainly loves to feature the tight ends, and it looks to me anyway, his chemistry with Baker Mayfield already in midseason form, even though it's very early in the process.
Yeah, they developed a great friendship, I think, throughout the process, and it definitely shows up on the field. I think they got a great feel for what the other one's thinking, what the other one's going to do, and it just allows us to be that much more dynamic on offense.
And let's go to David Njoku now, former first-round pick, a ton of talent 2 years ago. Guy had over 600 yards. Everybody expected a big breakout last year for a variety of reasons, many of which were not David's fault. It did not happen. How has he been kind of coming in, knowing Austin's here? And look, this is an offense that's going to feature two tight ends a lot of the time, if not maybe even the majority of the time.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, from the moment that we started working together virtually in the offseason and even through the summer, our conversations have been really positive. He came in great shape. He's working his tail off in terms of learning the system, and we're definitely going to rely on everybody we have in that room and expect big things out of them. So it's been a lot of fun working with him.
How's he doing on the blocking front? Because I know that's one of the things he's come out and said, look, that has to be a big priority for me. We know he's got, if you look at his body, say this guy's going to be able to block anybody, but a lot of it is that technique, and this offense in particular, very specific with those blocking techniques.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I think this system is going to play to his athleticism a little bit and let him use that to his advantage in the run game. And, even in a couple short days here in camp, I think we're already starting to see that.
Another guy that's come in, Harrison Bryant, and, Andrew Berry said after the draft, look, we weren't even thinking about drafting a tight end. We liked our room. We had Hoop, we had Njoku. We'll talk about Pharaoh Brown and Steve Carlson in a second. But there he was. You bring in the Mackey Award winner, a guy who had over 1,000 yards. And I'll tell you, for a rookie, especially in this offseason, he just looks natural. It looks like he is a very fluid route runner. It looks almost easy for him to do the things, even though I know he has so much to learn as a rookie tight end.
Yeah, and he's soaking it up. He's one of the hardest workers I've been around in terms of really wanting to do it the way it's being coached and spending extra time in the playbook. And all the things that you saw on his college tape and throughout his career are definitely shown up here on the field. As you said, he's got a natural feel for playing the game, and he's been a lot of fun to coach.
And I know it's always hard for rookies. Austin Hooper said, look, it takes about 3 years because tight ends, you need to know everything in the pass game and everything in the run game. It's kind of, they're throwing a lot at you, but you guys had a rookie in Minnesota, Irv Smith Jr., who played well. Is Harrison Bryant a guy who you think can be ready this year, even with this kind of wild offseason with COVID-19?
Yeah, I think he is. His approach to the game is pretty unique in how he's attacked it this offseason. And, one of the benefits of the virtual offseason was we did spend a lot more time on some of that X's and O's in virtual meetings, going through the playbook, watching as much tape as we could. And I think you'll see that benefit in his growth here early in his career.
Steve Carlson had quite the NFL debut. His first catch, a touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I like to call him Stiff Arm Steve. I know we just got into the pads the other day, but he can throw and being stiff arm. I'm sure you saw that on his tape. Steve, a very smart guy, again, has kind of so natural receiver skills. So you guys really do have a lot of a diversity of skill set and talent in that room.
We do. There's no doubt. And Steve, playing receiver at Princeton, I believe, and you definitely see that aspect of his game. But he worked tremendously hard this offseason to put on a little weight, a little bit of muscle, and put himself in a position to really make improvements, I think, in some of the areas he wanted to in the run game and his physicality, which is showing up here.
And one of the guys you say, look, that guy looks like a tight end. Pharaoh Brown certainly looks like a tight end. He's battled some injuries, but a local guy here from Cleveland looking to make good on his hometown team. How's Pharaoh physically coming along, and what have you seen in your experience now getting to work with him?
Yeah, he's been great, and I think you just hit on it. I mean, his size strikes you right away. It's funny when you only meet virtual guys, you don't really get a sense for how big they are. And so the first time I stepped on the field, I kind of did like a second take. I'm like, whoa, that's not exactly how big I thought you were. But he's a big physical player, has really worked hard, I think, to put himself in a position this offseason where he can compete for a spot on this roster, and I think it's showing up even early in camp.
Drew really liked that line, the Stiff Arm Steve live. He really got a kick out of that.
He did.
He liked that a great deal.
Yeah, Stiff Arm Steve's kind of an unassuming guy, and then he realized that he's packing that kind of a punch there, the wallop of Stiff Arm Steve.
He really liked that nickname.
But it's a good room.
Nickname.
Good nickname, good room. As he said, we got 5 guys in there that are capable of playing on Sundays, and I think that's the room where you say on offense, where have you been? What has stood out as the best part of the offense so far? And again, Kareem's been spectacular, but it has been that tight end room.
No doubt.
And Austin has been as good, if not better than advertised. Harrison Bryant has just been it's just natural. And you heard Drew say he's unique in his approach, that he's one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around. His ability to absorb this and be good and be ready that fast is really impressive. And I think it's gone a long way into his ability to, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field, I think, if he continues to perform like he has in the first going. Now, look, we've seen guys do it for 3 days and then they fade off. I don't think that's what's going to happen with Harrison Bryant, but there's a long way to go here in this camp, but he really is off to as good of a start as he possibly could be.
Yes, he is. He looks great. Hooper looks dominant. We told you, we recanted that story yesterday of Hooper and Baker and just their chemistry that the two of them have, some of the inside job that they are doing on the defense. And just if you think back to the second half of Baker's rookie year and the connection he had with Chief, beyond that you go back to college and the connection he had with Mark Andrews. And it's just something that Baker loves, is to have that tight end security blanket. And for whatever reason, it was ignored a year ago, and it will not be this year. Austin Hooper is going to catch a lot of passes in this offense, and the tight ends will be there, not just with Hoop, but the Chief under that, and then Harrison Bryant, who's been really one of the stars of this camp. It is a great room. It's a position of incredible importance for Kevin Stefanski, and Andrew Berry knew that and delivered. What do you need? We need to be great at tight end. Okay, let's go get the Mackey Award winner. Let's spend some money on the best tight end on the market.
And there's no better way to get your talented safety room and your young linebacking core ready to play on Sundays than to have them dealing with this tight end room on a regular basis. Grant Delpit said, I've already learned a lot just from going against Austin Hooper. You know, that's an invaluable thing for your young safeties to get that kind of work in your young linebackers. And so that's another thing. Not only is this tight end room making things easy on the quarterbacks, I love Harrison Bryant, really the first skill position player out there along with Donovan Peoples-Jones. You like to see your two rookies get out there early and getting ready to get after it. But, yeah, those guys have that's paying dividends for our defense also, because those guys are playing so well and giving such good looks, and vice versa.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fun room to see it grow. The future bright there as well as those guys continue on. The team's starting to matriculate on out onto the field. We're seeing that. You saw five-star Porter Gustin out here. Some of the guys you mentioned, some of the offensive players out there as well. We do anticipate that's Jarvis there, isn't it, coming out? Is that Jarvis?
I don't
believe
so. No.
All right. I can't. Yeah.
No, that is
I need
not.
LASIK.
Yeah, you need LASIK, man.
It's probably
it's
what
the
I
truth.
need. It's probably where I'm at.
I can see every leaf in all these trees.
Can you
Every
really?
single one of them.
All the way across there?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even used to know trees had leaves. And I was like,
oh, wow.
That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. I have on this.
Well, this I would be able to, but I mean, across there you can too?
Oh,
you
yeah.
can identify.
I can see.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. What a good job out of you. Can you tell me how to, the one thing I hate about white shoes with the foam, and I love white shoes with foam, how do you get that foam clean?
It's impossible.
So it's done. Basically, what you're looking. Basically, those
shoes,
shoes
they create such fine wrinkles that
you're done.
Yeah, it's done. It's very difficult.
So white shoes in this environment, not conducive.
Not ideal. It's got to be a very dry day. It's got to be a very dry day.
Well, but even with the dust.
Yeah, that's where they really get you, that dust. You know, I had the White Walkers on yesterday.
I saw them. I love them. Yeah, they're great.
I'm very cautious of where my feet connects with the earth.
Yeah, it's tricky. You really have to be paying attention to what you're doing, because I haven't found anything that can get it off. I really haven't.
No. That's why today I went with a little, some dark colors. I hadn't gotten the Jordans out there yet.
Well, you had them the first day of camp. You had the fours.
The fours, yeah.
Cement fours, yeah. Did you see they have a 3 with a little orange highlight in it that's coming?
I did see it, but it's such a small highlight that I don't know if it's justifying the purchase. There's four Flyknits that are all orange, like 100% orange. Those I'm interested in those.
The beauty of not the beauty, but the reality of that Jordan 2 is it's really our old orange.
Uh-huh.
As opposed to the current. It's not the oranger orange.
No, the orange is not oranger. It's just orange.
It's more of a, I suppose, old Browns orange or a Tennessee Volunteer orange would be the way that I would describe it. All right, so there you go. Coming up next, we'll take a quick timeout. On the other side of this quick timeout, we'll get you set for this camp. The team in shells, they are starting to come out. We will tell you who is here, who is not, what to look forward to. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Hey, Browns fans, the Cleveland Browns 50-50 raffle has gone digital, and it's open online right now. Lucky fans all throughout Ohio can win big during training camp and support youth in our community this year. 50% of the jackpot goes to the winner, and the other half benefits the Stay in the Game Network and Shoes and Clothes for Kids, a Cleveland-based nonprofit organization. Some exclusions apply. Fans can purchase tickets now via the Browns mobile app or at browns5050.com. The raffle ends September 4th, so get your tickets today.
At university hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at university hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
Yep. The Ford F-150. Prepared to help deal with the tough projects life throws at you.
Got it.
Whether it's building a deck, or remodeling your home.
Done. There we go.
Or just putting together an entertainment center for your man cave.
Perfect. Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Brownies.
Hurry to your local Ford dealer today. Ford, proud partner of the Cleveland Browns.
New Bud Light Seltzer, huh?
Yep.
And it tastes like a hard seltzer, not a beer?
Yep.
So it's light and refreshing?
Yep.
With a hint of fruit flavor?
Yep.
And 100 calories?
Yep.
You said this is Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
Well, I need to try it.
Yep.
Oh, that tastes great.
Yep.
Now, wait. Are you just yupping me?
Nope.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Cooking is hard. Delivery's easy. So, order takeout or delivery at BuffaloWildWings.com or through the new Buffalo Wild Wings app. And get award-winning wings in over 24 sauces and seasonings delivered hot, fresh, and straight to your house. Because if you want wings, you should eat wings. Order takeout or delivery from Buffalo Wild Wings today or from their delivery partners, DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. And eat what you really want. Wings. At home. Subject to availability.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a pharmacist at Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a wife and a mom to 2 sweet girls. I see the people of our community every day. They have questions, and honestly, they're concerned about their health and medications. So they come to Drug Mart Pharmacy just like their parents did, because they know we will always help them. Whatever they need, whatever questions they have. My fellow pharmacists and I are proud and truly humbled that you have put your trust in us during this challenging time. Discount Drug Mart is here for you, always.
Hey Browns fans, Global Transport is Northeast Ohio's leading source for freight management, providing comprehensive transportation and logistics solutions. Recognized by Crane's Cleveland Business as one of Cleveland's fastest growing companies, Global Transport has quickly become Northeast Ohio's preferred transportation and logistics provider. Call 888-51-GLOBAL or globaltransportinc.com and see how Global Transport can help your business today. Global Transport, delivering solutions, eliminating excuses. Go Browns!
Hey Browns fans, if your game plan for this season includes buying or selling a home, we have you covered. Howard Hanna is the official real estate provider of the Cleveland Browns. Howard Hanna is the #1 real estate company in Ohio with over 60 local offices across the footprint. Howard Hanna delivers a winning strategy to help make your home ownership dreams a reality. Make your next move with confidence with their exclusive 100% money back guarantee. Get in the game with Howard Hanna. We'll get you more.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily, here live out in Berea at training camp. The team out here, Myles Garrett in shoulder pads for the first time. Larry Ogunjobi, still no pads on for Big Larry O. No helmet either. He'll be sitting this one out. Myles is going to do some individuals today. We've seen Odell Beckham Jr. make his way onto the field as well. Awaiting Jarvis. Is that Jarvis there, Z, coming out of the locker room?
That indeed is Jarvis Landry right there. There you see him. Absolutely
so
making his way.
And pads on.
Yeah, he's got his helmet. I think we're in the shells today. Getting ready. They can't do 4 with the collectively bargained agreement between the NFL and the NFLPA about how this season would ramp up in this offseason, this training camp. You can't go 4 straight days in pads. So the Browns, 3 days in pads. They'll have the day off tomorrow, and I imagine we'll kind of repeat this. 3 days in pads, and then, no pads, then a day off as well, which the next day off comes on Wednesday of next week. They'll practice Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that's the rhythm. Yeah, Jarvis looking good. I expect he and Carl Joseph will kind of be on this every other day thing. And you're seeing some, I'll call it not rest, but light work given yesterday to both Denzel Ward and Odell Beckham Jr. As this team, look, they want to make sure their core guys are ready to go, and why not? We've already seen, unfortunately, a few what I call significant injuries to guys that were going to be counted on early here in camp. And JC, that happened before we even got out here.
You forget about that because it happened before. We haven't seen him out here at all. So yeah, you're without your starting center as well. Denzel out there in shoulder pads as well today. I see him out here.
Yep.
So we are starting to get some of those guys who are the precautionary guys come back. Larry Ogunjobi, the only one who has now sat out 3 straight days for Larry. Do I have that right for him?
You do. 3 straight days with a groin injury. And we talked to him on Browns Live right after the first day, and he said, I'm fine. Obviously, you want to see him out here, and the hope would be, look, you give him today off, you give him tomorrow off, and then on Saturday he's ready to get back to work. But it's nice to see Miles in the shell, something we have not seen yet, and he'll participate in individual drills today, according to head coach Kevin Stefanski. No teamwork for Miles, but seeing this makes you think, okay, we see that Saturday. So it's possible, very possible, I would say, that you get Miles, Larry, and even Nick Chubb back for your team portions on Saturday's practice.
Yeah, we know that Nick's in the building. We know that he's participating in meetings, so he is progressing along the lines that you would want him to in that concussion protocol. So very, very good news there. It's a delicate balance that Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry are having to go through right here of getting guys ready, facing the live bullets, and maintaining health. And to this point, the MASH unit is winning because we've had some major, major injuries right away, and we've been without, just yesterday's practice, 7 guys who would have been in your 22 were out or injured. And that's an alarming number.
It is a very high number. And I'll give a lot of credit just real quickly to our medical staff, Joe Sheehan and his team, for identifying what was wrong with Kevin Johnson. Because when you hear about that, it's obviously a serious thing. And, but he didn't leave practice after that. It was a touchdown and a 7-on-7 play to Harrison Bryant. It was the second. Bryant had scored on 2 consecutive plays. And he didn't leave, but the doctors, they did a good job identifying what was wrong. And obviously we wish a speedy recovery. But, yeah, that is a large number of people that you are counting on to be without. But new guys, and this is valuable reps for Nick Harris, valuable reps for Jacob Phillips and Sione Takitaki as a result of some of these things we're seeing. For MJ Stewart coming in new, it's going to be valuable. It's also going to give them a chance if we're going to, and I think that's one of the things I'm really going to be looking at. Are we going to see Denzel work inside at all?
Yeah.
Or Money Mitch work inside. It's Greedy, I think you like him on the boundary, but can you get one of those guys to go inside so that you can get, your top 3 established corners on the field, or is it going to be MJ Stewart? Again, a former second-round pick who's looked good here in Berea, but still very new to the process.
Have you seen the quarterbacks out? Is Baker?
Yes.
There's Baker down there. Okay, yeah, there they are. All right, they're so far away. I mean, from our current broadcast location.
And what I want to see, look, a lot of people are making a big deal about what's going on with our offense in the 2 days. And, again, I said this before, and I still believe this. I'd be much more concerned if our offense was lighting up our defense.
Yeah.
The defense is supposed to be ahead. They're giving looks. We're installing things with a lot of new pieces. I will say the one thing, though, that I would like to see improved today and over the weekend is just the ball placement, because I feel like there are times where guys are open and the ball is off. And I think especially we've seen the majority of those coming working the middle to the left side of the field.
No question.
And it seems they're, when he's setting and he's in rhythm and he's stepping towards his target, the ball's been very accurate. He's kind of done some where he's kind of, instead of says stepping at, he's stepping out, and he's a little open with his hips and his shoulders, and then you're losing. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it comes out a little bit too far left ahead of the target. So I know footwork, he's made some changes, and they're working on that. It's a work in progress. So, not concerned at this point, but you want to see that pick up over time as it becomes more and more natural. Remember, he's implementing footwork changes.
It's a lot in a short amount of time.
With a new offense and receivers, a lot of receiver changes, for example, no Odell and Jarvis yesterday. So it's a lot in a short period of time to get to the point where it is natural. But that's why you want him getting this work, and what you want to see are incremental improvements going forward.
Yep, those will be the things to keep an eye on as we continue on here. Much more to come on the program today as this team is now out here getting some loose stretching in. Z will go one-on-one with Adrian Claiborne coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Rumpke Waste and Recycling is a family-owned and operated company keeping neighborhoods clean and green since 1932. Rumpke provides environmentally friendly waste disposal solutions and recycling options. In business for 87 years, Rumpke Waste and Recycling believes that their people make all the difference. Whether you join Rumpke as a customer or as an employee, you'll become a part of the family. Open positions in Medina are available now with immediate start dates. Visit www.rumpke.com to learn more.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Brownsfit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Brownsfit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests that showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology, plus personal training, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the A-Loft Hotel. Specials for Brownsfit are available for a limited time. So visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
At university hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at university hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
Tito's handmade vodka is distilled from corn and certified gluten-free. In the mid-90s, Tito Beverage built his very own micro-distillery in Austin, Texas, and he put his life savings into it. He continues to produce award-winning smooth American vodka on the same land where it all started over 20 years later. Tito's has won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, among other awards. Visit Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more of the Tito's story. 80 proof Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Say goodnight to frozen folded eggs and barely there bacon, America, because Wendy's is now serving up breakfast. And it's going to be America's favorite. They just don't know it yet.
These are a few of my favorite things.
We're talking freshly cracked eggs, oven-cooked bacon. How did I even do mornings before this breakfast goodness? Try your new favorite breakfast Baconator, the Frosty Chino and the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit today. Drive-through or order delivery by 10 a.m. You up for this?
Delivery in select markets and participating Wendy's. Fees may apply.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Hey, what do you want to da-da-da? I don't know. What do y'all think we should da-da-da? Well, what did we da yesterday? Yesterday. All the dolls feel like the same doll these days. I know. Like, is today Monday or Tuesday? Today is Thursday. Oh, no, I forgot to call my mom on her birthday. Oh, no. No.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. That won't change. Not today or any day.
Quote today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Let's go with Go Go Squeeze. We're going, growing, standing tall, climbing, laughing, hide and seeking, giving our all.
Our kids' days are filled with adventure, and Go Go Squeeze is there for every run, jump, step of the way. Made from wholesome ingredients like 100% fruit and veggies, real yogurt, and no artificial anything. In Go Anywhere pouches, so our kids can keep going wherever their adventures take them. Go Go Squeeze. You make the memories, we'll make the snacks. Find us in the applesauce aisle.
Let's go.
This report is sponsored by Kraft's P3 Portable Protein Packs. Try Kraft's P3 Portable Protein Packs, up to 13 grams of protein from meat, cheese, and nuts. And with convenient on-the-go packaging, P3 is there for your commute or whenever you need a boost of energy. The Lowe's for Pros loyalty program gives pros personalized offers, purchase tracking, and more. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty. Terms and conditions apply, U.S. only.
Visit LibertyFord.com for your vehicle service. And if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle,
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
Folks, now is the time to get the perfect power wash. 20 years in business, so they're giving off 20% Schedule in minutes to save yourself thousands. Perfect Power Wash professionally clean your home. It'll improve your home's appearance and protect you from expensive repairs like mold on your siding, mildew on your deck, and algae on your roof. These contaminants can accumulate and cause permanent damage if left untreated. 888-860-WASH right now for a free quote and save 20% for Ohio's #1 power washing service.
Hey, this is Mackenzie for Ken Ganley Kia, the home of Sign and Drive, where all you need is a pen to get into a new 2020 Kia. That's right. You can just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sorento LX for only $199 lease per month, zero due-it signing. Or just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sportage LX, $189 lease per month, zero due-it signing. These are 36-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with no security deposit required. Need credit? At Ken Ganley Kia, we love to say yes, you're approved. So what are you waiting for? Sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Forte LXS at our lowest payment ever, $117 lease per month, zero due-it signing. Get to Ken Ganley Kia in Medina and tell them Mackenzie sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Ganley Kia.
Zero due-it signing plus tax, tag, title, and doc fee on approved credit through KMF. All factory rebates and incentives assigned to dealer. See dealer for details. Offers end 9/8/20.
At Union Home Mortgage, our playbook turns customers into raving fans. Take your mortgage experience from the bench all the way to the end zone with our dedicated team of mortgage professionals. They're ready to take things into overtime to ensure you're matched with the best loan for your situation. Score big with Union Home Mortgage. Call 1-877-846-4968 or visit unionhomemortgage.com today to get a mortgage you can rave about. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS 2229, 8241 Dow Circle West, Strongsville, Ohio, 44136.
Some foot issues just can't be fixed by those expensive shoe stores or shoe inserts. A foot exam from a doctor of podiatric medicine, who is the medical expert in foot and ankle care, may give solutions after doing a complete foot examination. If you suffer from foot, heel, or ankle pain, let us help you find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association so you know you are being treated by the very best. Visit us at associationsadvanceohio.com for a referral today.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
CBD out here in Berea. Training camp about ready to be underway on this fine day. Just 10 practices left in the training camp portion, as Kevin Stefanski outlined it. The team's going through its stretching right now in shells for the practice today. Let me tell you about my friends from Weather Seal and their home services. They're the best of business, guys. Any home improvement need. Right now, just $1 down plus low monthly payments. You can get a new roof, free gutters. Weather Seal will make your new roof affordable. 7 years, 0 interest on that. Let the experts at Weather Seal make your new roof a reality. Call 877-351-SEAL or visit weathersealhomeservices.com. The sale ends, guys, at the end of this month. That's August 31st. Get it in before fall, before winter. Do it now. Take advantage. Approved credit. Prior sales are excluded. Visit weathersealhomeservices.com. Before we get to Z, sitting down with Adrian Claiborne, just paint the picture for you a little bit today. Larry Ogunjobi again out today. His third straight practice on the sidelines for the first time, though. Some good news. We've had a lot of injuries, obviously, here in this week of camp, but the good news of seeing Myles Garrett back out there. You see Odell Beckham Jr. back out there, Jarvis Landry back out there. Odell just walked off at the end of camp yesterday. Nothing to be concerned about there, but great to see Jarvis back out there as well. Denzel Ward appears to be a full go as well. This is a tough spot that Kevin Stefanski is in, Gibby, when you talk about trying to get guys ready for game action, which is, less than 30 days away against the Ravens in Baltimore, and keep everybody healthy. I would imagine it's human nature for him to be a little shell-shocked at the way that this has happened this week.
Yeah. I mean, he got asked about it in the presser. How are you adjusting to have to giving injury updates every day?
Yeah.
I do the best I can. I mean, it's probably a good thing they're in shells today, not in pads based on how the week has gone. But, ramp down a little bit. One other note, Jamie Gillen not out here for the second straight day.
So that is interesting.
Battling an illness is what they're calling it.
Okay. Okay.
So
that's very interesting.
Miles will do the individual stuff, but no team stuff. You mentioned it, 10 practices left. That doesn't look like Ratley's practicing again today.
No, and I think when you talk about that battle for I think he's probably, unfortunately for him, an injury is going to keep him out of the battle for that third receiver position. If you think about the comparison between him and Donovan Peoples-Jones, not to say that Donovan's going to win it, although he definitely could. Donovan Peoples-Jones has been out here every single day. I see him out here catching punts from us right now in front of us, and JoJo Natson out there doing that as well. But Donovan Peoples-Jones has been great in practices. Tywan Taylor's a guy. I know that the receivers, coaches, and Kevin Stefanski likes it a lot in terms of his ability to take the top off of a defense. So if you're Damian Ratley, I would say alarms would be sounding. There would probably be a pretty big concern right there in terms of trying to make this team. I think Higg, I think all those guys are going to be, it's time to go. Now, it's 80. It's not the amount. It's 11 spots. 11 people will be cut with practice squad and all of that. But these are critical practices that are being missed.
Yeah, and you mentioned it with Higgins, and Richard hasn't done anything wrong, but, it's not a gimme that the veterans are going to make the team.
No.
With some of these younger guys that are in here. I mean, Donovan Peoples-Jones continues to do what he did yesterday.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be, make them think about how many guys do we need to keep in this wide receiver room.
Well, I would be shocked based on what we've seen this point, based on the talent, based on what we've heard from Chad O'Shea. I would be shocked if he's not, on the roster and on weekends.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that he has a skill set, and you don't want to run away, be hyperbolic here, but he's got a skill set and a frame that is one of one in our receiver room. So in terms of his ability to get up and his size, and he's out there returning punts right now, and he's just really fluid at it, and it's really
First
impressive.
story that came to mind as I watched him catch that, just in stride.
Well, he looks like, he was the number one high school receiver in the country coming out of high school, went to Michigan after a long recruiting battle with Ohio State, goes to Michigan. The career is not the career that you thought that he would have, but they were wildly inconsistent offensively. Obviously, he was a guy that everybody knew about, so he obviously didn't have the greatest, whether it was interview or combine or whatever, that led him falling into our lap in the 6th round, and we benefit tremendously from it because the talent is that, as Nathan said earlier, it looks like a first-round pick out there running around.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of talent in that room, and the team out here catching punts and just getting going. One of the guys who will be counted on tremendously is Adrian Claiborne on that defensive front. Veteran leadership, certainly know-how, depth, going to be critical this year on that defensive front. As it got really thin there really quick a year ago. They bring in Adrian Claiborne to play opposite Miles and to certainly help Olivier Vernon on that side opposite of Myles Garrett. He went one-on-one with Z. Let's have a listen.
I talked to you this offseason, but it's great to see you here in Cleveland. Welcome to the Browns. Welcome to Berea.
Yeah, it's finally good to be here. Been here for a couple of weeks now, and I'm glad the football's back.
So have you ever been the longest tenured player in the NFL on a team prior to this season?
Am I really?
You and Andrew Sendejo, 10 years in the league.
Oh, man, that is awesome. No, this is my first time. I played with the likes of Brady and Matt Ryan, so those always have been the oldest, but I guess I'll take it. It's an accomplishment, I guess.
There's no doubt about it. A decade in the NFL is absolutely an accomplishment. And you look at this team, you look at your room in particular, a couple of veterans and yourself, Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, and then a lot of young talent. How's that kind of blending together for you so far?
I think our room is awesome, man. We got, like you said, got a couple of veterans, and the young guys are working hard, and we're helping them try to get better and get better fast because, the season's right around the corner.
Yeah.
But I think it's been going great in our room. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
And how are you liking the defense? It's one thing when you sign on the dotted line as a free agent, and they say, oh, we're going to do this, do that. Now you're here, the reality of it. How's that been?
It's just what I expected, what they told me, and we're just getting after the quarterback and getting after the run and just playing free and playing fast, and that's what they told me, and that's what it's been.
And so far early in camp, as is often the case, the pads come on and the defense really looks good. What was kind of the takeaways in your room and in the defense at large after these first 2 days in pads?
It's been good to put the pads on and actually get to play physical because, with just shells on or no shells, it's a little different. So it's good to get the pads back on and be able to feel real football. It's been good. It's been a battle with the offensive line, so I'm interested to see how it goes for the next couple of weeks.
And you mentioned that offensive line, and obviously a lot of a focus on Jedrick Wills coming in as that left tackle. You've matched up with him more than a few times, I've noticed so far in camp. What are your early impressions of the 10th overall pick?
He's going to be good, man. He's going to be a good left tackle. He's still got some work to go, but I'm excited to see him progress over these next couple of weeks so we can get ready for the season.
And is it helpful, I would imagine, for him to get to go against a 10-year vet and yourself, to go against a longtime vet as well in Olivier Vernon? You guys know a lot of the tricks of the trade and are crafty. That's the crafty veteran. So that's got to be a great learning experience for a rookie left tackle.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting to get him going and get him, like you said, to tell him some of the tricks that we know and stuff that he can look out for, and just get him through this process of getting ready for game one.
So prior to coming here, for people who don't know, you went to the Super Bowl with the Atlanta Falcons, then go and win the Super Bowl the following year with the New England Patriots. When you think about teams that have that kind of success, what is the one thing that you've noticed? Is there a common denominator? What is it that you need to be a team that goes on a run like that?
Just everybody buy into the system, whether it's what you're used to or what you're not used to, or you got to buy into it and believe it and all be on one page, because you're all on one page. You're going somewhere. At least you're not guessing or second-guessing yourself, so just believe in it.
It's early here, but are you seeing under Kevin Stefanski some of that kind of buy-in and some of, this team becoming a team?
I am. It's weird because I thought about that before, like how fast will guys get the buy-in, but it's kind of you don't really have a choice. I mean, we got a season right around the corner, so you got to buy in. Otherwise, we're going to be all over the place. So I see guys adapting to what the coaches are asking us to do, and like I said, there's no time to guess. You got to be on the same page so we can put out a solid team in a couple weeks.
And the defense has certainly looked solid in the early going. It seems like you guys are having fun on that side of the ball as well. You hear a lot of talk coming out of the defensive side when you're in those team drills, and it seems like you guys really enjoy kind of being around each other and playing together.
Yeah, it's fun. We got a bunch of young guys with a lot of energy and keeps this old soul going, so I like to see it.
We certainly do like to see it and kind of have that back and forth. Has there been a lot of banter between the offense and the defense?
I mean, it's always wide receivers and DBs. That's the most. But in the trenches, it's just you got to get after and go to the next play.
You're in this room now with Myles Garrett, and I know we haven't gotten to see him out here at practice just yet. But what are your early impressions of a guy like Myles?
I haven't seen him on the field, but I mean, I know his play. But he's smart also in the classroom, and he knows his stuff. So I'm excited to get him back out there.
And we're excited to see him out there, see you out there, and see the potential to have you and Myles. I was just talking with your defensive line coach, Coach Kiffin, and he said, when I'm in bed at night, that's what I think of, having AC and OV and Myles all on the field at the same time together, getting after the quarterback, because you guys have a group of diverse pass-rushing types, not only at the end, but Larry and Sheldon and even young Jordan Elliott in the middle, where you guys are going to be able to put together a lot of fun stuff on this defensive line.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. We've got a lot of unselfish guys that can play different positions, so just looking to see how we can all put it together and be ready for the season. It's awesome.
So 10 years into this, is it still as fun as it was day one?
It is. I love the competition. I love the play, and I wouldn't be out here if I didn't love it. So I'm definitely loving it.
I know one of the things when people come to the Browns that they feel immediately, it's the fans. And that's something you're missing at this training camp. It's your first year here. No fans, obviously, with everything going on with COVID-19. But is there anything you'd like to say to the fans that can't be here today to get to know Adrian Claiborne a little bit better?
I don't know. I don't know. We're working hard, and I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for this team, excited for this season. And this interview is kind of awkward because you're sitting to my right, and I can't look at you. I'm trying to look at your screen, so that's all I got to say.
It's great. Well, listen, we're excited to have you here as well, Adrian, and excited to see what you guys, especially up front on this defense, can do starting September the 13th against the Ravens. Thanks so much for the time.
Yep.
And you're seeing this defensive line work right in front of us there. Olivier Vernon. Myles for the first time out there, and just the towering figure that Myles is. Porter Gustin, who's going through the drills right now, who Gibby has chauffeured around the city of Cleveland on more than one occasion, which is a true story. Had a good practice yesterday, and this will be competitive here. And this is, again, you think about how thin this got last year, and you just can't have that happen again at the end. And you're already down 1, so before the whole thing even starts. So with Billings out, so that's a tough spot.
You know, Claiborne was one of those guys. I mean, he's been in the league 10 years.
Yep.
I think we wondered. I don't know if he ever gave a second thought to it, but you know, when players started opting out, you know, you start looking at the guys that have been around the longest, and you go, well, you know, for health wise and whatever, like, are we not a thought? He's here, he's playing, and we talk about Bill Callahan on the offensive line as a coach and what he means to this football team. I think having Chris Kiffin cannot be overstated enough. As how important an acquisition that was to Kevin Stefanski's staff on the defensive line because of what he did in San Francisco, what he's done in other places, the talent that he's groomed.
There's no question. And this is a room that was, you know, you even tried to add to it further over the course of this summer. We knew that we were in on the Jadeveon Clowney stuff. And so you thought that maybe there's a chance that they would even want to add to this mix. There are still defensive ends that are out there. You heard the rumors, and this isn't a pay attention to the scores moment, but you saw the rumors in the last couple of days about Yannick Ngakoue that there was a deal that was close with the Jaguars. You wonder if something, you know, if the Browns are still poking around there to continue to add to this room.
Yeah, and then you look at, you know, on the defensive tackle front, Anku, Jordan Elliott. You're looking at Aquale at defensive tackle. So even though you've had an opt-out on that defensive tackle side of things, you know, there's bodies. There's some talent there and some guys that have showed a few things, especially inside at defensive tackle. And then on the defensive end side of things, you know, guys are moving fast. Guys are moving well. I mean, the defensive line is going to set the tone for this defense. You know, as good as the back end is, you know, you got to put pressure. Yeah, but you got to put pressure on the quarterback.
And the back end took a big hit with the injury to Kevin Johnson. So that they've got to get pressure. They got to get to it. The investment has been made up front. It's been made on the back end. Those are the two places where you've got to be great. The investment's been made, and we'll see if they're there. This unit looks great right now, and so we'll pay attention to that going forward. I'm interested to see one of the things to pay attention to. Not as much today because you're talking about shells as opposed to full. But I'm interested to see what does Jedrick Wills look like next week, Gibby, because he has been early on, and it's no cause for alarm. I think it's expected, but he's been trying to just stay afloat here the first couple of weeks of camp.
Yeah, maybe more reactionary.
Yep.
Than you know, knowing right off the bat where he's got to be, and it's reps. You got to take your reps, and you're right. Starting next week, you need to see that change. Unfortunately, clock's ticking, and that's the one spot, you know, where we have all these rookies, and if they can contribute, great, but it's not necessarily a must-have on opening day. He has to be ready to go on opening day.
I think there's no question he is. I think with the injuries, I think it's pretty apparent that Delpit needs to be. Phillips probably not quite, but, you know, maybe. But certainly he, and honestly, J.C. Treader at this point, you know, Nick Harris. At this point has been the starting center now for a week, and we haven't had an update on JC. Everybody says he's going to be fine, but we're talking about 10 days left, and you're in the middle of that practice number 10 right now. This team should start to get into a little bit of 7-on-7, some offense, defensive stuff. We will have that for you on the other side of this quick timeout. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
This report is sponsored by Kraft's P3 Portable Protein Packs. Try Kraft's P3 Portable Protein Packs, up to 13 grams of protein from meat, cheese, and nuts. And with convenient on-the-go packaging, P3 is there for your commute or whenever you need a boost of energy. Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale is going on now. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for a queen price or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 or more.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram.
One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offers. See dealer for details. Ends August 31st, 2020.
Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Mike here from Professional Roofing Services. We do one thing and one thing only. We do roofs. Not doors, not windows, not basements. With us, it's what's up top that matters most. Your roof, your gutters, your soffits. That's why we're the best at what we do in commercial and residential roof repair and replacement. Right now, get on-the-spot financing for those $99 a month. And ask about our worry-free 50-year labor and material warranty. Go with the pros at ProRoofingServices.com. The best in commercial roofing, not changing the game in residential.
There's nothing better than listening to the sounds of the ball game on the radio in your new car or truck from Liberty Ford.
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
Hey, it's Chris Oldak. Join me and Tony Grossi for Let's Go Golfing Saturday morning at 8. This week's featured course, Chippewa Golf Course. We'll have our full review and much more. It's all presented by Michelob Ultra.
There's nothing more important to a Clevelander than Cleveland itself. Our local businesses are the fabric that connects us all. So we're giving you the push to help you move forward. We're awarding a $30,000 advertising campaign with us, ESPN Cleveland, through our Moving Business Forward contest powered by KeyBank and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know when your business thrives, Northeast Ohio thrives, and we all want to help make sure we can all keep moving Cleveland business forward. Go to movingclevelandforward.com to enter your business today.
Hey, it's Riz for the Joint Chiropractic. They're in your neighborhood with locations in Avon Commons, Fairview Park, Westgate Shopping Center, and the shops in Parma. Open Monday through Saturday, evening, weekend hours to ensure you get the care you need on your schedule. Plus, they make it easy. No appointments or insurance necessary. Get in on their wellness program for only $69 a month. That includes 4 monthly adjustments. Learn more today at thejoint.com.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Brownsfit. Their 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is now open. Brownsfit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests and showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology. Today's hottest rest and recovery tools, personal training, proprietary classes, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the Aloft Hotel building. Specials for Brownsfit are available for a limited time. Visit brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
CBD here in Berea. 10 practices left, including this one of what Kevin Stefanski refers to as training camp. The team out here getting loose right now, warming up in individual team work. Position group work at this point as they get loose for this practice. And Gibbs, we do have an update from an injury standpoint and another name on that list that we don't know about, but not practicing today, and it's a relatively big one.
Yeah, right tackle Jack Conklin is not practicing today. Awaiting word from the team as to what's going on there, but he is not practicing. He joins Gillen, Ratley, Chubb, obviously, Kevin Johnson, obviously, Mack, JC, and Larry Ogunjobi. But Miles is back out on the football field.
Yeah, and he looks great, and
yes, he does.
Odell Beckham continues to look great just as they're just warming up down there. You just are reminded of the tremendous speed that Odell Beckham Jr. has getting in and out of routes. He's a Ferrari. He's a football Ferrari is what he is. And he's just lightning quick. He just looks different than everybody else as they're starting to get loose a little bit. And I would think for the offense, I mean, the Jack Conklin being out would be a very big deal today. Not being in full contact would mitigate that a little bit. But that would be a very big deal. And I think the offense needs to have a little bit of a day going into the day off. It's been defense dominant for a while, and I think it'd be nice to see the offense have some plays here and get going a little bit, and maybe get Baker going a little bit, get him in rhythm. That happened a little bit a couple of days ago. Yesterday, less so, but he, get a little rhythm with that offense would be nice to see.
Yeah, No, I mean, we've seen some highlights, but we've seen some struggles.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of things that go into that. I think, again, you're learning a new offense, and you're actually on the field now trying to figure it out. The defense knows, like yesterday, there were struggles, but you're in the red zone. The defense knows what you're going to do.
Correct, yeah.
So add that to the list of issues and potential struggles. We've seen some highs, but we've seen a lot of lows. And, they're trying to figure things out. They have 2 rookies on the offensive line that are learning how to play in the National Football League. But again, that's this week. Next week it needs to take that next step.
Yeah, by the end of next week, you're going to need to have – I don't even know, and it would be fascinating, over the course of the next week to just talk to Coach about this. And it'd be one of those things where you'd have to – you'd want to get him, off the record. But just curious how much of his offense is he putting in? And how much of it will even be possibly put in this entire season just because of this. Because the work that's being done right now, Gibby, is work that would have been done in OTAs. This would have been done in minicamp. This would have been done. So from that standpoint, you could compare us, and this is just the fact of the matter, compare us to Kansas City and Baltimore and Pittsburgh and the teams that are running their same systems. They're going to be ahead of us because they're going to have their full playbooks in. Baltimore's got its full playbook.
Yeah.
Kansas City's got its full playbook. So when you talk about trying to be a playoff team in the AFC, which is obviously very crowded, you're behind the 8 ball a little bit. It can't be ignored.
Yep. Nope.
Tough spot.
Well, yeah, it is a tough spot. And that's, for the teams you just mentioned, it's just getting their new guys up to speed.
Yeah.
Everybody else knows the entire playbook.
Yeah, you're Baltimore, and you're adding – you think about you're adding, J.K. Dobbins into that running back mix, and you got a little bit of a change at tight end. But for the Mark Andrews returns, all their skill guys return. Lamar's there. They got to replace Marshall Yanda, but other than that, it's pretty much status quo. Pittsburgh just brings in Ben, brings him back. So there's the health standpoint there. Even honestly in the division, even Cincinnati, they need Joe to get up to speed. But the rest of those guys have been in that system now in their second year.
By the way, the reviews so far on Joe Burrow have been very positive if you've been following those. Yeah, as expected. So
yeah, I mean it's not surprising.
You have a very quarterback-rich division.
Yes, you do, and a very talented division, and so all of those things put you in a tough spot, and that's why I think we've talked about this 1,000 times, but the amount of pressure there is because this team, the roster, the talent on it. It's set up to win now, and it's up to Coach Stefanski and this group to put it all together. And they've got 10 more practices, including this one, of training camp to be able to do so. Going to be an interesting practice, guys. They're not quite into offense, defense yet, but that'll happen as we get into the next hour. And I think what you're hoping for, all you're really hoping for here is health. Is let's get through a day without adding
get to
the
player off day.
Yep, that's what you need to do. Get there healthy, have some moments offensively, and hope for the best on that front, and then just continue to kind of get it rolling a little bit. Man, Kareem Hunt looks great. He looks great. He is lightning fast. So, going to be fun. Lots to get to, and the guys on the next level will keep you updated as we go along. Thanks for listening to Cleveland Browns Daily right here on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Jordan, thank you, man.
Thanks,
it was
Jordan.
A pleasure. Hope you are well. All right, will do, man.
You've been listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, a production of the Cleveland Browns and ESPN 850 WKNR.
At university hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at university hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a pharmacist for Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a healthcare provider, good listener, and a problem solver. I've been a pharmacist for Drug Mart for over 30 years, and that's a long time to get to know your patients. And each week we hear as many concerns as there are patients. Just the other day, I special ordered a medication for Mrs. Briscoe, just to make sure she didn't miss a dose. I'm proud that our patients trust me with their pharmacy needs, and I promise that Discount Drug Mart will always be there for you.
The convenience stores of Speedway is proud to be a sponsor of the Cleveland Browns and your first choice for value and convenience. Whether you're tailgating before the game or watching at home, Speedway's always on your way and is exactly what you need to enjoy the game. Snacks, beverages, and everything in between. And nobody but Speedway has the Speedy Rewards card. Start earning points today. Speedway, proud sponsor of the Cleveland Browns.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
The coronavirus has changed all of our lives, but strong academics are still the key to your future success. The Cleveland Browns encourage students and families to stay in the game by keeping an active mind and continuing to learn each day. That means checking in with your teachers through virtual classrooms, attending any online meetings, and completing your assignments on time. Also, you can access free remote learning resources by visiting browns.com/community/COVID-19. We've got this. Together, let's stay in the game.
Hey, Browns fans, the Dog Pound needs you. Want to be part of the game day excitement at First Energy Stadium, protecting and helping the best fans in football? Whalen Event Staffing Services, the official security company of the Cleveland Browns, is hiring ushers, ticket takers, and event security for Browns home games and other events at First Energy Stadium. Visit WESShiring.com or call 440-824-3699 to apply.
Arby's 2 for $6 everyday value menu is here. Choose from a crispy chicken sandwich, a gyro, and a beef and cheddar. Any 2 for only $6 every day. Tell your friends, tell your family, yell it from the rooftops, baby. Call that guy who still owes you $6. Arby's 2 for $6 everyday value menu. Arby's, we have the meat.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
The air in your home is filled with pollen, fine dust, bacteria, and viruses circulating between rooms and family members. Healthy air in your home means a healthier home for your family. Efficient air filtration, performed by the offering of patented Carrier air purifiers, filters out the pollen and dust while it also captures and kills airborne pathogens like bacteria and viruses. Contact your local Carrier dealer to learn more about the products available and what will be the best fit for you. Call 1-800-CARRIER to find the dealer near you.
GKB Week 2020 Teammate Profile.
It's Keith Williams, meanest man in radio, now back in Wisconsin. I'm going to talk to you about a couple teammates. My memory of Aaron Goldhammer is when we were at the Super Bowl in